You are a prison guard, a man who has walked the same cold concrete corridors for years, listening to the heavy echo of his boots as steel gates slam shut behind him night after night. The sound no longer startles you, yet somehow it always feels like a warning. Outside these walls, life is far less controlled. Bills are overdue, school fees are pending, and although your wife tries to soften the tension with quiet smiles, you can see the truth in her eyes. She's worried. Inside the prison, control is everything. You know the smells, disinfectant mixed with despair. You know the sounds, iron doors clanging shut, distant voices bouncing off concrete, restless footsteps pacing in the dark. And among all those men, there is Marcus Kane, quiet, observant, patient. Unlike the others, he does not shout. He does not demand attention. He simply watches. And when he smiles, it never feels accidental. For weeks, he says very little. He studies you the way a chess player studies the board.com, calculating, waiting for the right move. Then one day, in a tone so casual it almost feels friendly, he makes a small comment. He notices how often you check your phone. He asks if everything is all right at home. The question is light, but the implication is heavy. It unsettles you how much he seems to know without ever being told. At home, reality feels heavier than your uniform. Your daughter's drawing hangs on the refrigerator, a bright sun sketched in yellow crayon taped just above a stack of unpaid bills. The contrast is painful, innocence and pressure. Side by side, you remind yourself that integrity is the one thing a man truly owns, and once it's compromised, it rarely returns whole. But temptation doesn't arrive loudly, it arrives quietly, and at the worst possible moment. One evening, Marcus slides an envelope through the bars of his cell. It lands softly on your desk, yet its presence feels louder than any alarm. Inside is cash, thick, folded, more than you earn in months. Marcus speaks calmly, no threats, no force, just reassurance. He promises that no one will get hurt, that no one will ever find out, that this small favor could solve the problems waiting for you at home. You hesitate, but hesitation is not resistance. It is only the space before surrender. You think of rent, of school fees, of responsibilities pressing in from every direction, and slowly, you convince yourself that one small compromise does not define a man, that you can control how far it goes. But corruption never begins with a leap. It begins with a step so small, it barely feels like movement. Soon, packages begin to pass unnoticed. Small at first, hidden in laundry carts, tucked behind food deliveries. Simple adjustments, minor oversights. Inside his cell, Marcus's influence grows quietly, and outside the prison walls, his gang begins rebuilding its strength. Each day, you tell yourself it's temporary, that you'll stop once things stabilize. But each day, the silence between right and wrong becomes easier to live with. Guilt settles in slowly. It tightens your chest when a supervisor looks your way. It follows you home. It lies beside you in bed, while sleep refuses to come. In the bathroom mirror, you begin to see someone unfamiliar. A man divided between duty and desperation, between fear and responsibility. Eventually, something shifts. Maybe it's exhaustion. Maybe it's shame. When Marcus approaches again with that same confident calm, you stop him. The word no leaves your mouth heavier than any confession. For the first time, his smile disappears. The warmth in his voice vanishes. In his world, betrayal is not forgiven. A message is sent beyond the prison walls. It does not need to be long. It only needs to be clear. That night, the knock at your door is slow, deliberate. You already know who it is. When the gang forces their way inside, control evaporates. Your wife screams. Your daughter cries. The safety you thought you were protecting shatters in seconds. You fight, but you are outnumbered. Violence floods the house that once felt secure. And in those painful moments, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The money never protected your family, it exposed them. Weeks later, Marcus is transferred to maximum security. The prison returns to routine as if nothing ever happened. But you are suspended, not charged, not fired, just quietly removed. Your wounds heal with time, your thoughts do not at night. You replay everything, every justification, every compromise, every step that led you here. And you realize something that arrives too late. You were not defeated by force alone. You were defeated by the belief that you could control corruption without being consumed by it. In the end, the hardest prison is not built from steel bars or concrete walls. It is built from decisions, small ones, quiet ones, the kind that echo long after the moment has passed, and once those echoes begin, they never truly fade.